Hey traders, Akil here. It is Tuesday, January 24th, and welcome to another edition of the Trading Blog. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different than what you're used to. Typically, you just get to sit here and see my handsome face, talk a little bit about the day that was and the lessons that are learned. But today, I'm actually going to throw in some footage from our live trading room, showing you a little bit of what we discussed. And I guess the topic of today's post is fear in trading. We had a lot of new members in my live trading room this morning, and we had one member that kept sabotaging his trading, meaning that, and I give this trader all of the respect in the world because it's very, very hard to be open about your mistakes. Most traders will try to make an excuse for it. They'll cover it up. We kind of went through what this trader was looking at, and he fully admitted, he said, you know what? I was in a trade. Price action started going against me. I started having these doubts and I exited the trade early. Had a few trades like this. One ended up losing, which we said you still got to count it as a bad trade, right? Because it's process over outcome. And the other ended up winning. And fear is real, right? Fear is real in the markets, even for the best of the best, right? Even us professional traders, we still get those emotions going on inside of it. No one likes seeing a trade go against them. If you look at my Aussie Canada trade from this past weekend's Forex market preview, right? It started going in my direction. Then yesterday it shot up. It looked like we were going to have a breakout. Ended up being a false breakout and came right back down. And that's one of those situations where, hey, if I would have given into that fear, guess what? Wouldn't have made that profit. I would have been looking at the chart saying, oh, you got me. You got me, market. You tricked me. So discipline is important. But another thing that helps with fear is kind of knowing what you're doing. This piggybacks off this week's, I guess, lesson of being smart with profits. Just having confidence in your system. We talked a little bit about the dollar Canada today, about a trade where, you know, not only if you're taking certain type of trades, you have to be willing to lose. On the dollar Canada trade, I took a loss about 2 weeks before, and then I had to refire again for the same type of trade, and this one ended up being a winner. However, most traders will do that. They'll take the first one, they'll lose, and then they'll be so scared to take the next entry that they'll miss out on the profit gain, which would have made up for their losses. That's one thing, but also being comfortable in your trading style. Another example on the dollar Canada, and I'll show you all this in the video, it was a trade scenario that was both bullish and bearish at the same time. There was a bearish trend continuation setup for trend continuation traders. There was also a potential bullish 2618 setup for counter trend traders. And if you're a trend continuation trader, you know exactly what you're looking for. If you're a counter trend trader, you know exactly what you're looking for. However, if you're a trader that doesn't really know what they're doing, you're just trying to be both and trade everything you see, well, now you have that dilemma. Do I do this? This is counter trend, but that counter trend also looks like trend continuation. But do I exit my counter trend early to take advantage of the trend continuation? Do I not take the trend continuation because of the counter trend? And your mind's all over the place and you end up making an emotional decision. Whatever you hear on the news, whatever your heart desires, you will do. And there ends up being no consistency. Man, we had another conversation on consistency about a trader that's not trading a consistent portfolio, but I don't want to make this thing too long, so I'll show you some footage from the live room. Hopefully it's educational, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another edition of the Trading Blog. So on Canada, again, caught a trade down here, wrote it up, didn't reach secondary profits, right? So got about 125 on first profits, got about 185 on second profits on the trail stop, which is why you trail stop to lock in profit before market moves against you. So totaled about 300 pips on that, right? If my math is right. Now, just like we talked about earlier of trend continuation setups, guess what? I had to eat crow right here. I had to take a loss right here shooting for this setup, shooting for this long setup. And as a trader, you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with taking a trade. You have to be okay with possibly getting stopped out and having the stones to re-enter, as long as your idea hasn't been invalidated. And what happens is a lot of traders, they'll do something like that where they'll take the first one, they'll get stopped out, they'll get so scared that they'll never enter the second one, and then now they're stuck in the negative. if they don't give themselves a chance to make the money back. Yeah, so you got to be careful with that. Now, here's what I was looking at on dollar Canada now. It looks like I missed this opportunity, but it was a short opportunity. Now, if you're a 2618 trader, you've got a double bottom right here. We're coming right down into a 2618 trade, probably a three drives pattern, so a third extension of this smaller trend, which would be a good thing for you 2618 traders. All right, but 2618 traders, your double bottoms here. You've got your 618 right there. Entry was based off the hourly. Where is it at? Well, you can't see it over here. It was a higher high, higher close right down here. I believe this candle right here. We'll see it when we go lower. But 2618 traders, here's your zone for potential 2618. Again, 618 going all the way down to previous structure lows. Now, going down to the 60-minute chart, here's what we have here, right? So we've got the market changing direction, right? We got the bullish move. My entry was right here, this higher high, higher close candle. So we went sideways for a bit, and we teased me, and we came back down, and finally, boom, 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 exploded up. First target's right about here, and then stopped out right about there on trail stops, I should say. But you can see price action went up, right? And then we had our rotation, boom. We had our confirmation, right? Nice little ABCD pattern here. And you can see as price action came back in the previous structure, there was a shorting opportunity right here. Now, I don't know why Canada was moving this morning. I didn't check news, which I forgot to do. I don't think. Do we have any news coming out this morning, guys? Yes, I don't know. We had nothing coming out, so I don't know why Canada's in a hurry today. Trump pipeline deal. It's gonna be a fun 4 years of Trump. But the only way would have been an entry right here in the lower low, lower close. Let's just see how that would have worked out. I don't think the risk reward would have worked, but stops would have been right about here. Yes, I don't think it would have been. Yeah, it would have been less than 1-to-1, so it wouldn't have been a chance for me to enter anyway. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on, I've got an Aussie Canada position on that I need to check real quick. I'll just do it on this chart. All right, about 10 minutes. Okay, in about 10 minutes, I'll be able to roll stops here. Talked about this in the Forex market preview. You'll see Aussie Canada. This was the trade we took on the open. So got to wait for this lower low, lower close, but we'll be able to roll stops basically to break even, a little bit above break even if we can get that. Actually, for the syndicate, it doesn't matter. We're doing 1 in, 1 out. From a personal account, though, we'll be able to roll this a little bit above break even and secure some profits if we can get down there. So we'll see. But it looks like the dollar Canada trade wouldn't have been. You're in that too, Stefano? Nice. Tough ride, right? Tough ride. We had a false breakout and then we came back in our direction. So it's hopefully it will reward us for our patience, but we shall see. Yeah. So this is going to be your next area to look for a short opportunity. Again, you can look left. This comes right back in to this previous structure lows as well. So the next opportunity would be to wait for a retracement back on this level and then looking for a chance to get short there. So we probably won't see that today on a day trading time frame, but that's certainly something you can look at maybe tomorrow if we get up there. I don't think you're not really going to see that pause once you go up to the swing trading time frame. So once we go up to the not the 150. Once we go up to the 15-minute chart, really the hourly chart, it's going to be more just a one candle deal or just a straight candle down. But for a day trader, that would be the level to look next. Any questions on dollar Canada? We're going to go to dollar yen next. Any questions on dollar Canada? Again, I don't trade off fundamentals. I trade off technicals, but what makes this one interesting is that this is kind of the battle that's going on right now in the U.S. If you guys are familiar, the Trump administration and our FOMC, our Fed, have two different opinions on the state of our economy, right? The Fed wants to start hiking interest rates again and getting back to normal. Trump wants to do otherwise. He wants to continue to just create jobs, I guess you can say. So the people that are behind Trump are kind of like, hey, buy dollar, buy dollar, buy dollar. The Trump side. The other side is kind of flight to safe haven, which is the yen. So you have your battle right here between those two, I guess, those two ideas as well in this pair, which makes it pretty interesting on the fundamental side of things. On the chart wise, though, we're not really at anywhere of purpose. I don't really have a bullish or bearish bias on this pair. We had the 2618 earlier in the year, and that's about it. The charts just really aren't showing us much here. Now, real quick, Remy says the structure at one is going back to dollar Canada, 4 hour. The structure at 131.82 not concern you if you're looking to get bearish. 131.82. 131.82. If I'm looking to get what bearish in anticipation of these lows, it would if I'm a trend continuation trader, it would. So if I'm someone that's shooting for, if you're looking for a retest like that, if you're shooting for first targets down here, then yeah, it would. Just because that's also a current level of support. So if you're shooting for a level down here, say for your initial targets, then yeah, I think that's a level that could get in the way. I don't personally shoot for first targets as the extension. I'm not a trend following trader. So for me, my first targets would be at a retest of this level regardless. But yeah, I would certainly pay attention to that. And this is going to be again, if you're trading this down, you're going head to head with those who are trading that 2618 trade. Because this is your 2618 trade right now. And that's kind of the differences between, again, if you're going to, I always say choose one. If you're going to be a trend following trader and a counter trend trader, you're going to get situations like this where you're getting two ideas that are going head to head with each other. On one hand, your trend following system is going to be saying, hey, follow the trend down. On another side, your counter trend area is going to say, hey, pay attention to structure. And you can be put in a very difficult spot emotionally when that happens.